Be right back. Sorry about that. So let me go over today real quick. So we took this trade for the buy on SPX, and we took this um, this little buy on US 30 as well. Um, sorry about that. So, oops, let me go over it. So we took this trade. Let me see. What is running my computer? What is driving my computer so slow? Give me 1 second, guys. I don't even have it open. Right. It's going too slow. Hey. 1 second. Just closing some of this stuff out. Okay, so hopefully that helped. And we can go ahead and look at this. So we had these two buys. We really had three buys, but I didn't get a chance to call it out because it happened a little too quick. I got tongue tied. I couldn't even get it out. Great. Okay, you come here.
Good.
You're great.
Oh, hey y'all. Thanks, baby.
You're great.
Hey,
Thank you. All right, I'm only here for a few minutes.
Okay. Your food is in the microwave.
Okay,
Love you.
love you.
All righty. Sorry about that. So we had couple of buys. Um, and I don't know why this is going so slow, but the buy was here at I think my entry was like 89 and some change, but the real entry was like 90. So I was looking to see if we would get this 146.02. We didn't quite get it. We got it right around. We literally got up to like 45.99.5, which is cool. And then we pushed down again, and up here, like I was telling Anna, I was mentioning that you guys should take some profit because I wasn't going to be looking at the charts. I kind of just left the stop loss somewhere in here, and it, you can tell it tanked. So I don't know. I don't know exactly what the catalyst was for the drop, whether it was just technical or I don't know if it was something news related because I left away from the charts. And then I did look at it one more time around here, and I got in a trade right around here, and it broke even right here. And then I just kind of left it alone, but um it eventually came back up, and now it just kind of ranged, which it's okay. We made what we should have made what we were looking for. But if you notice, this attempted rebalance redelivery for the buy got traded through on the downside over here. And then you had downside momentum right here to send us down. If you had a came in here, you would have had a same situation for the buy. You could have taken it to the, to this area where it turned around at, but you see eventually pushed down. Pretty much the same situation um, on US 30. We had our buy here, hit the first target, pushed up, made another high, then we just dropped and just kind of hung around this little area right here. And it was I think it was like some earnings that didn't get Robinhood shares tank. Yeah, I don't know. I probably need to check that. A lot of earnings came out, so I know it has something to do with earnings. So, but overall, we did do it good. We had two trades that were called out, and then one, if you were paying attention, you could have called it. I know a couple people that did catch it. So kudos, kudos. You got the same setup for US 30 and for SPX. So that was pretty much it for the day. As far as what I'm looking for moving forward, probably easier to show on this chart. As far as what I'm looking for moving forward, I would like to see us trade through this wick right here and then come down into our entry area over here. And if we come down into this, I'm gonna focus on this wick and this area down here. As long as we don't trade below that, I'll still be bullish. And I'll look to take buys in this area. If you want to sell it from here, where it is right now, pay attention to this wick right here and right here. And make sure that we don't try to reject from one of those areas to continue back to the upside, because though we did sell off, you have to understand we're in a bullish market, right? So, and we don't have a lot of news. So, and tomorrow we have earnings still coming out. We still got a lot of earnings being released tomorrow. me show you. Yahoo. Let's see, anybody like huge? AT&T. You got some names, a lot of banks, a lot of financial, so that's gonna push price. Walmart. Let's see. Yeah, not I don't see any huge names. Why isn't this? Why is this computer going so slow? I have nothing running. I'm sorry, y'all. Can you tell me I can? Um, Give me 1 second. Let me just check something. Sorry for this delay. It's not sure what's causing this to run so slow. Okay. I think I might have got it straightened out. Um, that's over here. All right, now let's see. Let's see. All right, yeah, I can already tell the difference. Okay, cool. So, all righty. Snapchat, that's gonna be cool. Big one. Yeah, so not a lot, but definitely a lot of financials. So, a lot of financials tomorrow. So that should push us in some direction. So, definitely want to take that into consideration. But like I said, what I'm looking for tomorrow is for price to come back into this area right here. If it doesn't come back and this holds in this area somewhere, I want to see what happened once we trade above this body of this candle and see how they want to use that. So, um, same thing for US 30. It'll be pretty much the same situation because it's just going to be slightly different where we'll have just a different couple of waves to consider. Let me go to the 1 hour on both of them. You can measure your fibs from here to here and look for price to hold in this area. Sorry it's going so slow, y'all. I don't know why it's doing this, but that's what I'll be looking for on here. And I've already showed you guys on US on SPX. So, but anybody got any questions?
Yes, but it's not about the trades.
Okay.
Okay, so you know how they keep saying, right, that the markets have to correct themselves, right, or that they're going to crash, right, and that they're extremely high now. But didn't we already experience the crash last year? So wouldn't that be the reason why it's rising like this?
I mean, this is something you'll always hear people on the news say or talk about. They always talk about the crash or markets gotta fall or whatnot. But if you look at the market, it's always going up and down, you know. It's always going up. It's always generally going up overall, you know. So the crash that they referring to,
Mm-hmm.
you know, is this on a weekly, you know. See any crash?
No,
Yeah. And
but that's
even
what I'm saying is they're saying it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. But I mean, I know that I'm new to this and all, but I think it already happened.
this is something they always talk about, you know. This is something that's always talked about. And
So that's the manipulation. Them always saying it's gonna crash.
it's a part of it. But if you look at this, this is the biggest dip right here. That's another big dip. That's another big dip. But overall, where's the market going?
Up.
Yep.
But I heard this analyst say that that's wrong. It's not supposed to be doing that.
This is going all the way back to 2004. And I'm pretty sure we can go back even further than that and see the same thing, you know. So these analysts,
Hmm.
listen to them, but with a grain of salt. Because you can clearly see where the market been going, you know.
Okay. So I don't. So we're not supposed to be like preparing to sell all of our stocks and then buy them back.
I mean, that's a personal preference, you know. You can, if you've made, if you reached a certain target or profit, you know, then maybe you do want to sell some, you know, and take some profit out, you know, because we are like we're overly extended. I can say that we haven't had a pullback, you know, but even market flow, you know, you want to see up and down movement, you know, you want to see movement up and down in both directions on higher time frames, lower time frames, you know, but sometimes you just don't get that, you know, like we haven't had a pullback. If I hide this the 4-hour chart, right? We haven't had a pullback since October 13th. Since we started this move on October 13th, we haven't had a pullback. We just been going up. And going up like this without any down movements is showing too much momentum in one direction. So you want to have something like, you know, up and down, you know, a wave, you know. And really, you know, like you want to see even market flow where you have up movement, down movement, up movement, down movement. But sometimes you just don't get it.
Because I was thinking the other day, you know, when you said that SPX want to always be buying, you
Mhm.
know, I was saying, you know, maybe that's why the market is doing this because that's the plan of the system to be consistently buying.
It is. It is. It has to do with these. The stock market is an indication of what your what your economic stance is as a country, right? If the stock market is going up, that's a good sign that your country is, um, you know, has a strong economy. So you're gonna want to always see the indices, the stock markets moving up because you're going to always want to be in a profitable state. You want to always be making money. All the all the companies within the S&P 500, they all want to always be profitable. Same thing, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, all the individual companies that make up that index wants to continually be profitable. So that's why you see that. It's a sign of health. It's a sign of economic health.
Okay.
Cool, cool. Anybody else got anything? Hey,
Hey, Carl, I had one question about trading.
what's up, bro?
How you doing, sir?
What's going on with you, man?
Oh man, when I save a chart, all right, I'm using a 4 chart panel, going back to the things I used to do that was working for me.
Mhm.
So I have the daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, and the 15 minute. And I
Mhm.
drop my 15 down to the 5 when I'm about to take a trade.
Okay.
And I have that set up for US 30 and SPX.
Mhm.
I have it saved under US 30 now. And I tried to rename it, hoping that it would keep the XPX chart, name that, and then the US 31 will be this, a separate one, but it keeps switching. How do I save it where it can be, I can have a US 34 chart and an XPX 4 chart?
Create a new chart layout.
And do I have, okay.
Yeah, when you create the new
Yeah.
chart layout, you're gonna you have the free version or you have
I had a paid version.
yeah, you just gotta create a new chart layout.
Okay.
And then when you create the new chart layout, you will have the option to build that whatever chart you want to have. You want to have the new SPX chart, or you want to have the US 30 chart. All for the US 30 or all for the SPX.
I was hoping I could do it without that, but that's
You
cool.
when you make the new chart, you'll have this option right here to choose whichever one you want to go into.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. Because like this right here, like this, I have a US 30 chart, a NASDAQ chart, a gold and silver and dollar chart where I only have gold, silver, and dollar. I got a how-to session chart. This is where all the training stuff that I'm gonna probably do is gonna be on this chart. So this gonna have a bunch of stuff on this, Um, um, and then, uh, I got some other charts. This all three of the indices together. This the one you see me in the most. These two.
Right.
This one's just for airline stocks. It's just for oil. It's just for gold. It's a back testing chart, so I got a bunch of different ones that, that I'll look at.
Hey, bro. Oh, testing. Can you hear me clear?
Yep, I can hear you.
Hey, what version you got? Because mine, I believe, only gives me 5 pairs. I mean, 5 layouts.
I got the premium.
For sure.
Yeah, with the if you don't have the paid version of TradingView, I would suggest that you make an investment in that, around Black Friday time frame. Black Friday, they always do 50% off. And if you just get the annual and just pay yearly, you'll always renew around Black Friday. So I say that's my suggestion. Because whatever, I think the premium is $500 for the whole year, or it is $49 a month or something like that. I don't remember. But if you pay the full thing, you can get it for like 200 and some change, 250. And to me, it's worth it. It's worth it. So
Yeah, I noticed. I think I'm gonna upgrade mine. I forgot which one I got, but I can only split my screen in two. I can't do the three. So whatever version is that only give you the two split screens is what I got.
Mhm.
And
It's
I
a
like
white.
the yeah, you're right, that too. I like the I figured out how to do that thing where you can I can share my link and people could just watch my chart live too.
Yeah, yeah,
Which I only got it for Trees, of course, like so we could stay on top of each other.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good. And then like I said, Black Friday they do 50% off. So if you don't have it now, I would wait those couple of weeks and just get it then.
Yes, sir. Oh, me and Trees did that buy when we was on the phone earlier. We asked why we were still trading. But we did a small lot size and we tested it out and I got stopped out because I always put a stop loss in when I start driving again to protect it, and she stayed in and got 100 pips. So it was good.
Hmm, that's what's up.
The
See,
risk was the risk was like 38 pips, I believe.
yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, yeah. It's 50% to 70% off for the whole year if you get the yearly subscription, right? But yeah, man, I saw that trade set up for the buy and for the sell. I just didn't take it. I was done already. I was done already. Um, you got in. You tried to buy right here to here.
And go to the 15-minute. I can spot it. Actually, I can spot it on the 5 better. And it was like right at 1 o'clock.
Must have been right here. Right around 1. So it had to be right here.
My bad, Corey. I had to look away for a second. You said I saw on a 5-minute, and it was go to the 5-minute. You on 15?
Yeah.
And it was go to like 1 o'clock. 12:50. Yep, there it was right there. That was her right there, baby.
Yep. Right here. Yeah, I was gonna get in it, but I didn't. I was already done trading by this time. But I mean, did you close it out? What'd you do with it?
I had to because I was driving. I had to put my stops in profit, so I got like I think 20 pips out of it or something like that. But Tree stayed in and she got the whole thing because I was driving. You know how that goes. So
Yeah. So you got it in somewhere around here. Okay. That was decent. It was a pretty decent trade. I think Khalil, you got in it too, right?
I'm
Yeah, I got both of them off the bounce.
You too? Yeah.
no, I was trying to get in that. I missed that.
Oh, dang, what you was off today, huh? What?
This month is like very slow.
Oh, you were off, man. How you doing with your challenge account?
No, I didn't start it yet because I'm super busy right now.
Okay.
So I cannot pay full attention on that. So I'm just that is on hold right now.
You,
After 5th November, I'll do it continue.
you doing the trial account?
Yeah.
You said you finished did you finish the trial though?
No, nothing.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay. And this came back up and hit this off this 600. Okay. That was a nice order block entry right here. For the downside move. Right here. So this looking like it might go down to maybe 40, back to the 40 area, 50 area is puts us right inside of this entry for the buy. So yeah, this looks like this might be good to come back down around this area. So if you want to, like I said, watch this wick, see if it trades below this. You can take it to 62, then 52. But once it gets to 50, you want to watch out if you're going to sell it still, because it could buy in this area right here. And the main number I would be looking at is 50, is this 49.8 right here. 49.8, or really the 50 area. So yeah. Sorry, I don't have a lot today, man, because it wasn't really too much going on.
Hey, bro.
What's up, man?
Quick question. What fibs are those? The yellow ones, 6.8, 70, and 78. What is that one? That's an extension. I didn't see where you got it marked up at. Yeah, that one.
This is just what I use for entries and profit target.
No, what's the one on the left? The other one right there.
This one,
Mm-hmm.
it's the same one.
Oh, okay. I just spread out. Okay. So now how you mark that one up? Because you got it from the low of 45.38.
So here,
How do you know to choose that one?
this high was made and we started to sell off.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went straight through it to get this target right here.
Okay.
We had a small, shallow retracement right here.
Mm-hmm.
So I already had my fibs on it from there. From here to here. Then we made this shallow retracement.
Mm-hmm.
Then got the high, and then we hit this target.
So why do you keep the fib at 45.38 instead of where 45.61 or those blue wicks at 45.61?
We didn't really make a real retracement. We tried to,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't really make one right there, right over here. This one, we had a obvious little small shallow retracement.
Okay.
What I did do on a smaller time frame, I did consider this move though, on the smaller time frame,
Mm-hmm.
where I looked at this move from here to here.
Mm-hmm.
That's also why I was looking at buying it right here.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Yes.
I knew we would hit around 46 because of this move right here.
Mm-hmm.
So on a smaller time frame, I did look at this, right, for this little move right here. But overall, I was paying attention to this move right here to get this area.
All right. So do we need to update the fibs now? Oh yeah, that's what you had. That you just move over to the right, isn't it?
Yeah, but I showed you this before.
I just got to keep seeing it, man. For some reason, I keep on forgetting how to line them up right. Because that one's going from that 45.97 down to the low of that area. I can't see the price without the chart right now.
Hang on, yeah.
He looking to sound like somebody just grabbed his foot and tickle him or something.
Me?
I'm messing with you, man.
Crystal.
Hey, Crystal.
Hey, y'all. Where's your camera?
Camera's right here, but
Oh, yeah, that's weird. Hey,
Oh,
y'all.
you want to see our face too? Hold on, you got your hair done? Hold on, miss.
What really?
Latricia hair done. Her hair done.
Hey, y'all.
We got the kids here.
That's good.
uh,
That's good, baby. I'm not gonna have to do that.
Hi, Kristen.
All right, I'm going, y'all. No more interruptions. Thanks, babe. I'll see you later.
all right, love you.
Love you too.
Oh, yeah.
That is the smile of a very happy man.
Happy
telling you,
man, right?
Yes. That is so awesome to see, Corey.
No lies
He's
hurt.
cheesing. He's cheesing.
Miss Tate,
I don't want to say, oh,
you shouldn't say nothing.
don't say anything to me.
I got to, because I
No,
got
no, no. Let's keep on with this meeting.
I gotta figure this out, Miss Tate.
Now, Corey, you should take a picture of yourself right now and use that as the photo, not the one with your head looking very stressed.
Miss Tate, your chart, your homework. We gotta look at that right quick. Okay,
Oh, God.
I know, but we gotta look at that.
Mm.
So, on what you gave me, right?
I give you that.
I'm about to show you.
Oh,
Let's open it up.
you remember we talking about when I was just saying that this was an error? Why are we going to publicize that?
We got to.
Yeah.
We got to.
Mm-hmm.
So do me a favor. You got your trading view open?
Yes.
Go in the indicator. Right here.
But hold on a moment.
Okay. Let me know when you got it pulled up.
Okay. Where do you want me to go?
I want you to go to indicator.
Okay.
And then I want you to type in higher, high.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't see it because I have you on. I can't see you in type 2. Are you talking about the high low
Mm-hmm.
indicator?
Mm-hmm.
I keep that on my screen, but I didn't do that when I did that. But I can just.
All right. So if you got it right,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna show you this real quick. Okay. Your zones that you gave me on these charts, they too far. You can't try to trade out of these two. Yes, that's resistance, and yes, that's support, but this is a daily chart. So you trying to trade something that's all the way down here, considering something all the way up here. What about all this stuff in between? What about all these areas?
Well, actually, Corey, when I sent you that, I was on that on the Kim's new Discord,
Uh-huh.
and all we had to do was pull up 3 charts. We had to pull up 3 charts and show a support and a resistance and a trend. So I wasn't looking at in between. I'm just looking for support and.
Yeah, but
resistance.
they still probably wanted to see it all the way broken down though. Hmm. Matter of fact, I know they still want to see all of this stuff broken down.
Oh,
So it's right as far as if that's all they want. But
well, that's all the said that they wanted.
okay, if that's all they want, but I just want to make sure you knew all these in between lived in there too.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Well, what about the other one I said? Was it still too far apart too?
same thing.
It was too far?
Hmm.
Because I sent you 3.
Yeah, all of them the same.
Oh,
This the daily, and then
okay.
um this is about 8,000 pips, almost 1,000 and something pips away.
Okay.
Yeah, and price all the way up here.
Right.
So yeah, that's support, but and resistance. But this is like daily. This is like something on the daily or the monthly. But in between that time, you're leaving out a bunch of areas in between these two.
But I didn't think I was supposed to be marking it up. I just thought I was supposed to just show those 3 things. So, okay.
Yeah, I would show them all just to make sure, because I don't think that they would be just looking for these 2 levels. It's the same right here. That is now this one is never mind. Yeah, it's the same.
I was almost right on that one, huh?
You were closer. You were closer. You were closer. But
Oh, well.
still same thing, missing some areas to consider. Along the way.
So all those lines you marking in between, those are,
Those are levels to consider as support and resistance in between these 2 big areas that you just drew up between here and here. Like from all of this in between this
mm-hmm,
and this side of here,
mm-hmm.
it's levels to consider inside of there. That's all.
Okay.
Because this isn't really saying much to say that there's resistance here and support here when what's going on in between these areas, you know,
Okay.
and what's this down, we in a downtrend, but what about what about this support that's right here or this support that's right here or right here? They're not gonna really be able to see that you understand what you're talking about if you can't break it down in these levels right here along the way. That's all.
Okay, so can you mark that chart up? So I
Yeah,
can see you mark it up?
no problem. So I'll start with a daily, and it's 2 areas in this particular chart that I would consider. Here's my high.
Mm-hmm,
I don't need to worry about nothing else after that, right?
mm-hmm,
This would be the most recent low.
mm-hmm.
I'm done on the daily.
That's on daily.
That's on the daily.
Yeah. And that's what I did it on too, right? What's the daily?
Mhm. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to the 4 hour. I got a high here. I don't have a low on the 4 hour.
I was just gonna say, so it's gonna be the same as the 4 hour and the daily.
Yeah, so I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna add a level right here. Go to the 1 hour instead. Now, don't have a low on the 1 hour. I don't have a low, but I do have in between here, in between this 4 hour and this daily, I do have an old low right here, right? So I can use that right here.
That's a low?
I mean, an old lower high. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Do have an old lower high, and it's right here by this low. So yeah, we do have a low.
Oh, okay.
These two meet, right?
Oh, okay. I see.
So 1 hour, I'm gonna go to the 30-minute. Now I finally got a low right here. Okay. And then I want to measure this high and this low right here. That's 79 pips. All right. A little too wide, so I probably can break it down a little more. So this was a 1 hour right here, or a 30-minute, right? That was 30-minute.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have no template for that, so I'll just write it on there. So 30-minute. $1 hour. Okay. Now we want to try to trap the price in an area where we can see it go. So on the last place I'm gonna drop down to is the 15-minute. We got a high on the 15-minute right now. Right here.
That's the high on 15 minutes?
Lower high right here.
Mm-hmm.
It's making it already. Now I got price trapped in between this little lower high and this low right here. And we got about 20 pip range. So now we can use this area to trade the break above here or the break below here. And we already got one target for this is the 1 hour zone. If we want to get another target after this, we have this old high right here. So guess what? We can use this as a target. So in the 15-minute, we'll use that as a target. And then below this level, we got another target. We got this low right here. And then we'll know pretty much that if price breaks below this, we should be targeting the daily zone. But as far as what I would look for on the trade, I would be looking to sell here and trade down to here. If it break below that, then this would be my target. On the other side of things, if I buy, I would be buying above here. And the first area, we don't have a low right here, but that would be my first area right here. The next area would be inside of these wicks somewhere, probably roughly along this area right here. Somewhere in this area right here, where we got some rejection on both sides. And then the next area would be around this high, around these highs. And my goal would be if it broke from this area right here, I would be trying to trade to this 4-hour zone. And if it broke above this 4-hour zone, it would be this daily zone.
See, I thought you were supposed to start looking for your TPs, I mean, your buys from your 4-hour.
I did.
Oh, you just started down at the bottom.
I started at the daily.
Yeah, where you have by the break, was that the beginning of the 4-hour?
No,
No,
I marked up everything from the daily on down to the 15-minute. I went to the 4-hour to get my zones, but if I was to wait for a 4-hour zone, I would have been waiting for a breakout all the way up here.
Oh, okay.
So right now I have price trapped between this high, this low. And if it break above this, I'm going to trade it to the upside. If it break below this, I'm going to trade it to the downside. That's it.
Hey, Corey,
Yep.
what's up, man?
What's going on?
All right. So now that you have this broken down here, I think this is where I struggle a little bit. Like, if you're assessing the risk to reward from here, could you explain that? Like, reasons you would take the trade or would not take the trade based on that?
If you're trading break and retest, your risk reward has to be, your low has to be, if you're in a buy situation, basically the sell is usually going to be where your stop loss should be. And then you should be looking to target, at least 2 to 1, of course. So you would be trying to reach this third target. That would have put you at 20 pip drawdown, 41 pip target, right? Same thing for your sell, right? You would have been in a similar situation. You would have been selling here, stop loss at the high. You would have been trying to get at least the third target, right? That would have gave you almost a 3 to 1. You would have had a 20 pip stop loss, 54 pip target. But what happens is sometimes these zones are very, very large, right? We got lucky in this case to not have that large of a zone. But sometimes, like if we were going to trade out of this area right here, the correct stop loss in this case would have been below this low right here. That's the last low. So that would have been the stop loss you would want to use. In order for you to make at least a 2 to 1, you would have needed to try to target all the way up here. And in this case, that happened.
Right.
Yeah, but a lot of times it doesn't, because when you trade break and retest, that's the name of the game. It might break, but eventually it may retest this area. So you got to understand that if you see it blows through these targets, there's going to be a point where you need to take profit.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's why you see me a lot of times, like this is the break and retest, right? But I'm actually looking to get in down here, right? Closer to where the stop loss would be, you know? So here, I already know that the final low of this move is like here. I could probably use this last impulse to the upside as the stop loss, right? So my stop loss on this could have been here, right? Where I would be using this low right here. And this would gave me a 25 pip stop loss versus a 50 pip stop loss.
It's much board right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's why sometimes you'll see me say, you know, yeah, it's selling or yeah, it's buying, but you know, I would rather wait for it to come back, right? So you'll see me in a situation where I'll just wait and let it, you know, let things play out to see if I get it set up like this so I can buy it. I got a smaller stop loss and I get more pips on this. And I can get to stay in the trade longer, because if this does break out of this high and it has to retest back down here, if my trade is in down here, I have this area to protect my trade from getting stopped out. So if I have a partial in, I could just leave the partial in down here. And when it come back down here, it can bounce off of this area and continue to the upside. And I can still let my trade ride.
It's trailing.
Yep, until it break this high. Once it break this high, I would, if it breaks this high, I could possibly have this area as my new area to put my trailing stop right here.
Wow. Appreciate that. Sure.
T, you wanted to ask me about the lot size?
Yes, hi, how are you?
Okay.
So I normally trade US 30 and I think I've got my lot sizes and the moves down pretty accurately, but when I go to trade SPX, like I don't get the same amount of money per se.
Mhm.
And so I'm wondering like if I should like up my lot size on SPX
What broker?
because I use KOT.
All right. Let's see something.
So like just very basic, if I'm using like a 0.01 on US 30, I know that like I'll get like $1 per point it moves. But it's completely different on SPX. And I haven't like gotten the hang of the lot size for trading SPX yet.
Okay.
He had the Nash, is it the Nash market, the pit calculator?
Yes.
Been using that, and that has been like the most on point accurate for SPX to me. Yeah, yep, yeah, that one right there.
Thank you.
So
But you can't trade less than 0.01 for SPX anyway, right?
well, it depends on your broker. I don't know Cot off the top of my head. I don't have them.
I
I
have
think
KOT.
for real. So let's say if we had $1,000 account, KOT is 500 leverage, right? I want to risk just 1%. Indices. SPX. Stop loss would be, say, 45.60. target would be 45.99. Just putting in anything. Actually, let's be real on that. Let's do 65. Okay. So what's lot size you've been using?
I've used like 0.5 or 0.3.
I think that's right then.
So like that would be like $3 per move or
Yeah.
$5 per move.
Mm-hmm. I think that's right. I mean, I don't know what your account size is, but I would just say for every 1,000, I would use a 0.1
Okay.
for every 1,000 to 50.
For SPX?
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's like the same thing that you were saying before when you were explaining how S&P pays more than US 30 because of the pips per move, but a 0.1, since the price scale on US 30 is 5 digits and S&P is 4, it's times 10. So a 0.01 on US 30 would be equal to a 0.10 on S&P. So if I was trading a 0.10 on US 30, then to equal the same amount of money while the market is moving, I would have to be using a standard on S&P.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you. That was my question. Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah.
Corey, but doesn't it, we don't talk about it enough, really, but doesn't it also factor in the, what's it's right there on your, the account leverage.
Mm-hmm.
So if you set your account up with a different leverage, then it's going to pay more.
Or less.
Right. Depending on how you set it up.
Yeah. More or less. Yeah. So, and then, if you, it's going to tell you, well, if you're using Nash, it works out pretty good, but, it will tell you like, I'm using a certain amount of leverage towards my account. So you also have to consider in these kind of cases, you got to consider how much margin and leverage you're using too, because if you have a lower leverage, you won't be able to put in a certain amount of trades because it's going to count towards your margin that's being used. If you
But
understand.
the major pieces, I guess is what I'm saying. You can change your leverage with Nash, but how you set it up with your broker stays the same.
Yeah, like but some brokers will let you change that too. Like
Well, I mean, you can change it, but like say if you trade in that day, whatever your leverage is set up for, that's what it's set up for.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm speaking to what the young lady was asking about. She has to check what her leverage is with her broker, how it's set up. Because you can, as it clears, you can do an 01 with XPX at 200 leverage and get one amount. If you set it up for 400 leverage, it's going to give you a different payout. And that's important to know as well.
I'm going to assume T probably, you probably got 500 leverage too.
I do.
So yeah, you probably be good on that. But even with that though, like even with that using a 0.1, I still say partial into your trade. Don't just put the 1 in, or don't just put the 2 in, whatever your full lot size is. Like, yes, if you have a $5,000 account, you can risk a 0.5. Yes, you can. But instead of doing the 0.5 per se, stack that trade in so that you're only risking that 1% of that trade versus anytime you click the button, you're putting in a trade for the 0.5. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been practicing that a lot lately to where I don't put my full trade in at once. I give it, I give it a little bit of wiggle room, and I've been paying attention to try to keep my SL like 20 points max.
Exactly.
So
You'll get in a situation where you want to make sure that the trade is good first, right? Put that little partial in, let it see what it's doing. You'll get another chance to get into it. You might just have to, stack it all the way up, but overall, you'll still reach your profit targets because you're risking your initial once you get all of the pieces of your trade in. And that way, you don't ever have to worry about, taking a big loss that way too. If you lose the first piece, cool. You only lost, however you split your trade up, maybe you split it into 3, maybe you split it into 4, maybe you split it into 2, but if you split it into 2, you only would have lost half of what you would have lost, right? If you split it into 3, you only lost a third of what you would have lost. If you split it into a quarter, you only would have lost a quarter of what you would have lost if you had to put the whole trade in. And, we all, like I preach, like focus on keeping money more than making money. I can give you a setup all day long that's going to make you money all day long. But if you put the wrong lot size in it, as soon as you see some drawdown, you're going to close the trade out. Not because it was wrong, but because you have put yourself in too much drawdown. And now you like, oh man, I'm down $5,000. I'm down $500, right? And then as soon as you get down to $500 or the $5,000, you closing the trade out because that's more than your brain can handle to see on your account being down, right? Like you can't wrap your head around being down $500 yet or being down $5,000 yet if you're a new trader, right? It doesn't comprehend to you, right? So instead of you taking the trade and letting it do what it's gonna do, you're gonna be like, nope, I ain't about to lose this money. I ain't about to blow my account. I'm just gonna close the trade out. And as soon as you do, it go in the direction. Now you just gave away, you gave me $5,000 because I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna get my 500. You just gave that to me. And exactly where you are closing out is probably the better entry, right? And if you had to put in a piece of that trade where you put it in initially, you would have been okay with being down $125 on that $500 or being down $1,000 on that $5,000 trade. You could bear that, right? You can bear that trade. You can bear that drawdown, right? And then you can bear it enough to say, okay, it's still going in the right direction. I'm gonna add on to this trade now, and now I got exactly what I was gonna try to get out of that trade.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. I've learned to under leverage, and that's where I've been more successful, honestly, where I start like with a small percentage of my full lot size, and then just, be okay with if it goes into a drawdown, and manage it properly from there, just under leveraging. So that way, like, I'm not freaking out like, oh man.
Yep.
So absolutely. Thank you.
Like, that's one of the biggest lessons that you guys need to learn, because I promise you, especially what we trade one of the highest volatile pairs ever. Like most of the time I'm taking trades on gold, SPX, US 30. And half the time the trades that we looking at, like I told y'all, I don't consider myself a scalper or swinger. I just consider myself as, I kind of made up a term. I scalp into long-term trades. That's how I trade. I scalp into long-term trades because the stuff that I'm looking at is based off of the higher time frame. But I'm trying to get my entries off the 5, 15, the 1, the whatever time frame I need to get them off of. Because I know if I get in this trade the right way, even if I do use a quarter of my trade, that thing could run for days and I could get 1,000 pips. You know, I could take a 50-cent trade and make $500 off of it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the entries that we look at, you know. Or, you know, I could take $1 per pip trade and make $3,000 or $1,000 off that without over leveraging and understanding like maybe I don't get the whole big trade in, but if I'm looking at the longer term picture, I'm still get my money. You'll still get your money. Exactly.
I've been loving the 5-minute for my entries lately. Loving it. Like it gives me such a small area for a stop loss, and it just it's beautiful.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Wes, like Wes was saying, you got to grow on those lots. You know where it's going to go, but you don't know how exactly. You don't know where it's gonna. You know where it's going or the direction it's going. Sometimes it ain't gonna happen the way you planned it out. But if you know that this is the area that it should hold, if I get in with a small position and it doesn't go my way, I'm gonna let it take me out the trade. I'll be cool with, you know, losing a $250 trade, but I'm gonna reevaluate it to see if I was wrong. If I wasn't wrong, I'm gonna enter that trade again, and I'm gonna, you know, do what I need to do. Either I'm gonna stack right there to get that back, or I'm gonna put in another partial, see how it go, and then I'm gonna stack up higher than that. You know, that's the mindset that you gotta kind of be in all the time. And honestly, like, you know, your winning percentage, it might go down, you know, because you may have more scratches, you know, which I have a lot more scratches, you know, than I normally used to when I first started trading, because I'll see something, I don't like the way it's going. It's probably gonna go down further. I'll scratch it just like that, like this quick, like this quick, like I don't even hesitate no more. I don't even think about it. Like if I get any inkling that it don't look like what I don't want to see, what I want to see, I'm gonna scratch it just like that. And 9 times out of 10, I'm right about what I thought. And then after that, I can get a better entry than I thought I was gonna get in the first place. And if I don't get it, guess what? I'll just wait for the higher entry or lower entry and still get it anyway, but with more accuracy, because now I know that it's going in the direction that I thought it was going to go. So, yeah.
When you do that scratching, what time frame are you on?
It don't matter.
Don't matter?
Don't matter. The time frame don't matter. If it's not doing what I wanted to do, I'm scratching the trade.
Oh, okay.
I'm closing it out, Roger. I'm closing it out. That's what that means.
But how long do you wait before you close, Corey?
Depends on what I'm seeing.
Okay.
If I'm on the 1 minute and I don't see what it's doing on the next minute, I'm closing it out. If I'm on the 1 second, if I'm trading the 1 second chart and I don't see it doing what I wanted to do, I'm gonna close it out the next second after I enter the trade. Like that's as simple as that.
Man, I'm glad to hear you say that. I don't feel bad.
Don't matter.
Yep. I did that today, actually, on that US 30 trade that I caught. It hit the 70%. You know, I do the 2 candle rejection on around my 5 minute. I needed to hit that and at least close above it, the next one, if I'm really being really patient and wait for that third candle to open, I go. That third candle, the second candle was going down and it was going lower than I wanted to. I closed it out. Before what you call the close of structure, I'm like, nah, it shouldn't even be going down right there.
Exactly.
And then I wait on actually the fourth candle. It went back a fourth or fifth. And I still felt good about the bounce based on the fact that the 15-minute was still open and bouncing at that 70%. So I'm like, on the 5-minute, I'm getting back in.
Yeah.
And I was able to get it.
Yep.
Thank you for that.
Right after I got off, I tried to get in right here. I got in on this wick. It pushed up. By the time it got back right here, my stop loss was already at break even. A scratch. Cool. Then I didn't try to get in right here again, but I looked at it because Chin called me and they were talking about getting in this trade. I would have taken this trade, right? But the way I trade and the way I show y'all how to trade, if it don't move in 50 pips, it's probably not ready to go. Like usually the way I give it my setups and the way that I think Wes does the same, the areas he chooses, I know Wale, the areas we choose and pick the trades from, in most cases, you should be able to move your stop loss into profit after 50 to 100 pips, and it should never come back there, And you can give it some room, but after it starts to go, 9 times out of 10, it's not coming back to that unless it just wasn't ready or we're in the opposite direction. And if we're in the opposite direction, that's okay because it still should give you a 50 to 100 pip move. So you still should have a chance to get out of the trade. And that's why I pick certain trades, or that's why I wait on certain trades, because I know that one of these areas are in play.
And I agree with you on that. Like when we were talking about moving the stop, because one of my friends are like, man, what's up? I'm trying to move my stop and always come back to touch it. I said, if you move your stop in profit and the market come back and get, like if you wait on the candle close, usually I like to wait on the hour and then move it underneath. If you move it to an area of structure, like you were showing on GJ, if it comes back and touch that, it's a good thing. That's a red flag that the market may be ready to come back down. So if you move it too soon, then it might come back and continue. Or like if you got in on the impulse and didn't wait on a retest. But if you got in on the retest of structure and that trade is ready to go, it's not coming back until it gets to where it wants to go. But if it does come back and touch your stop when it's in profit, that's a good thing. Don't try to re-enter. I used to get burnt like that. Like, oh man, it's time to touch my stop. Let me see. And it'll look like it's going to go. So I re-enter where it touched me at. And then I'd be like, damn, I should have listened, because when it came back and touched, that was the first red flag. It might be ready to come back down. And like with indices, she's very unforgiving. She ain't going to let you play with her like that. So
You ain't
she
got
touch my stop, I'm gone.
If you try to get in and it don't just go, you ain't got but one more time.
Facts.
You got but one more time. Because if you don't, you're gonna be calling me at night, and I might not answer the phone. You're gonna be in the chat. You're gonna be asking me the next day, man. I don't know what happened. Yeah, you do know what happened. You got blew out the water, man. like right here, right? This was a 70% entry based on this swing to where we went, right? And it acted like it was gonna come down, but as soon as I saw it didn't come down and stay, got out of the trade. Same thing over here. If you had got in this, like I said, over here, let me see how many pips we would have got out of this. Here to here, it's like 30 pips. All right, that's cool. That's a stop loss, right? That's break even. Over here, if you're getting in around this area right here, you had a chance to get 100 and some pips, right? Where we got in this morning, I initially was trying to call it out right here. We would have had 150 pips. Then we got another call right here. That was about 100 pips. We got our move, right? But was it right? No, it came back and blew straight through it. This little pop right here, if you had to try to get in right here, you would have had one more chance. You would have had the chance to get 50 pips. And then if you didn't get out, it came back down. It gave you one last chance right here to break even. And then it sent you down to break some, to hurt your feelings. It gave you two chances to get out of this up here. And then it tanked. And if you got this sell with?
Nah, I was waiting on that sale this morning. I saw when she went up there and she made the triple top, and then I went to go take a shower. I'm like, I'll see what she does. You know, she had that 127, and then that was right. She came right above the 114, so I know that's the reversal area. So I'm like, okay, she might, but I'm gonna see because I didn't expect him to break past the 114, 45.90. So then when I came back, I see she made that triple top right there, retested the neckline. And when I looked, she was already too deep. I was like, dang, she probably coming back to the trend line, but she was too deep. So I let her go.
Yeah, this flew out of nowhere.
I'm in that trade in my demo. Smartest thing I could have done today. But I think, I went in at 45.96. That's where I went in.
Okay. You got it on sale, right?
No, a buy. Well, she called out a buy.
Okay.
Me and my daughter in the same. We were in it
Or
for
the
a-
silence. The silence that you just got. You just
I
gave.
know. I saw his face go down.
I mean,
I was on the web with her when she called. She and Lena.
you already know what I'm gonna say, Miss Tate.
Okay.
That thing hit stop loss.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
trade was 96.
Yeah, that's high.
In other words, why you selling that trade mistake?
Huh?
In other words, why you selling that trade?
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna whoop you, Miss Tate.
Yeah.
I'll be telling you.
You know, that does sound familiar.
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
What time was it called out? Because if she called it out up here, it's the same thing.
She called it out. The entry was 45.95. It was a buy, 45.95. And I went in at 45.96.
And it hit her first target when we were in it. It hit
No, it was
4,600.
the first target was for 4,600. It never hit it that I saw.
It missed it by half a pip.
Yeah, like 40.5. And I'm gonna
Right.
break even on her call.
On her call.
Yeah, I'm gonna break even on that.
Yeah,
So they got out of it then.
Yeah.
But I thought it was gonna keep on going further.
But even in this case, though, let me show you something. All right. We just gonna zoom in on this little area, right? It went up to this area. I guess she called it over here. It's 10:15. It went up. It came back down to entry, right? Went down the stop loss, right? came back up there one more time right here, came back to entry, it pushed up, right? Now, this gave you 1, 2, 3 times to say, do I need to move this to break even or take a partial, take profit? You had 3 times to make that decision.
Okay.
3 times. And then if you're looking at it, I don't know what time frame, but here on the 5 minute, right? This
Yep.
body, look at how clean these bodies are, right?
Yeah.
Look how clean that is. That's telling you it's stopping right here on the dime, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's stopping on a dime, you know. Like this is at 45.98.0, right? There ain't even no question. Like this is saying we ain't going no higher than this.
Nah, bro.
Yeah. That triple top. That's why I
Yeah.
love Pattern. She made that triple top, that third rejection. I said, oh, by the time I stepped away after the second one, I seen her push back up. And I stepped away because I took the buy the same place that you took the buy, opening down at the bottom. And then I TP, you know, I take mine zone to zone. I wait for she get to that zone, see what she gonna decide, and then go. But so I TP'd at that zone, and then I saw her pull back, go again, pull back. And then I went to the gym. I went to go work out after the second touch. And I came back, I said, damn, this is sell. I thought she was gonna do it when opening happened, but that's the sell I was waiting on.
Even when we took this entry right here, that was even higher. Like, remember I told y'all we got up here, I was like, yeah, it might go to 46,
Mm-hmm.
go to 46.02 if it's gonna keep going. After I saw this move right here come down here and it held, I was like, if it's gonna go, this is gonna be where it's gonna go from. It gave us this push down one more time. After this, it was already like, y'all need to take partials around here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I told y'all on the call. Y'all need to take partials around here, because after you see this little thing right here, let me see, where the brush at? If this was going to keep going up, this would have been an order block right here. You would have saw the price from here trade above this and come back down and go from here. That's what you would have saw if this was ready to go. If this was ready to go, once we tap right here, we don't need to come up and then come back down here again. And if we do come back down here again, we need to take this high out right here, over here. At this point, after we make this low right here and this low right here, if we don't take the high out over here, we coming back down. If we don't take that high out, it's coming back down. Because at this point, that order block, this should be an order block now. This area right here. If we don't, that's a reversal setup.
Hey, bro. So is it that series of 5-minute candles before the big drop? Was that considered an order block since it came back up to retest and went down?
You did? Yeah, I'm glad you spotted that. Right? Here's the move. Exactly what I just described. This down move right here. What happened after this down move? We got this up move all the way up here. Your little 5-minute order block now would have been these candles right here. The high we would have been looking for it to take out is right here. And it came and took that out over here. So if it's okay, if it was going to keep going up, right? we would have got this move right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we would have kept going. But instead of getting that 5 that I just mentioned, it gave you the 5, then it gave you a 1 over here, where you would have had these equal highs all around here. If it don't give you that, then you know you're in a situation where it's setting up to possibly drop. Unless there's another area, like unless it held right here, maybe, which it tried to do right here. You see over here, this would have been a similar situation where this would have been order block, and you would have had your downswing right here, upswing right here, downswing right here, upswing right here, downswing, upswing, downswing, hold around this area, and then go up. And it tried to give you that, but it couldn't do it. But at that point, that was your last chance to get out of this trade at break even right here. And like I said before, if on this second move, you had that low and you had that low, just like we had over here. We had this low and we had this low. This one didn't give you the continuation, and this one didn't give you the continuation. So you had chance to close out in profit up here. You had a chance to close out in profit or break even right here. And after that, it didn't give you nothing else. It was just you got burnt.
So what do you think SPS is gonna do?
Take your money, Miss Tank. It's gonna take some of your money. It's gonna take
That is nice.
it ain't nice, but that's what it's doing.
Well, it's been taken before.
But you're not still in the trade though, are you, Miss Tate?
But I'm in it in my demo.
Oh well.
It's a demo. Okay. All right. I'm just glad you took it.
That's what I said. That was a smart move I made today.
All right. I think I remember. I ain't gonna say who it was. It wasn't you, Miss Tate.
Okay, good.
It wasn't you, Miss Tate. Go to GJ. GU. At this point, I might have to go to the daily. This was let me go to the daily.
I think I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
I remember you. I think I remember you saying it on a call.
I was so mad at her. That's all I'm gonna say that. Yeah, I was mad at her. Okay, so it was last year. It was last year.
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
Quick question. I had submitted that homework for the swing trade I did. Tell me if I did that right or not. I don't know if y'all seen it.
Okay. So yeah, this was last year.
My camera
on. End of last year. It was end of 19. Somebody bought this high right here. Somebody bought this high. They gonna call me and ask me down here, should I stay in the trade? They bought this up here. They bought it all the way up here. This trade went all the way down here, and they asked me, should I stay in this trade? And I didn't know what to tell him because they done blew their account up 19 times on this, you know? This is one thousand 1,096 pips.
Yeah,
And she was still in this trade. And she didn't ask me what she should do until she was like down here somewhere. So at that point, I mean, what do you say besides you might as well stay in it? You didn't stay in it. What else can you say besides that, you know? And you know, I mean, you didn't turn this into an investment at this point. And I mean, for her sake, I don't know if I think it got to I think it got back to here. When it got back to here, I think she closed it out, right? And then it swung down again. And it finally came back up to it, like, but I didn't know what to tell her, man. She's quit trading and everything, man. I ain't talked to her after that.
Oh, okay, well, that wasn't me.
Nah, it wasn't you, Miss Tay.
Now you know you need to call that person and check on them, Corey.
Oh, I don't. Oh, I don't. I do not have to do that. Not have to do that.
Corey, how long was that person in the mentorship before that move happened?
Wow.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, I did check on her afterwards, but she stopped. I don't know what happened to her.
I mean, I was asking because I would have done something like that a long time ago until I, got with this mentorship work. So makes a difference.
I can believe that. I can believe that. Chin, homework, swing. Send me the chart, bro. You
Hey,
can.
Corey, I got a question.
Yo.
Question for a discussion. I really enjoyed that session you did last week. And in my mind, I'm trying to, which is saying a lot, I'm trying to kind of put on the back burner because it's hard to unlearn everything that I've learned and take the mentality that you spoke of when you said, if I only learned to trade order block to order block, you've been so much better off. Right. Mm-hmm. So I'm taking that to heart. Now, with this 1 hour order block that I was able to get in that trade, bouncing off that 70, and looking forward to continue to go long, and looking how on that 5 minute, triple top at that 45.99 where it seemingly don't want to go through. Mm-hmm. How do you, I guess, reconcile that part? Because I'm looking like, okay, it can take a pause right there and even go back up there again and come back. And it's either going to bounce again, which it just did, off that same 70% level right around 45.72.
You're talking about over here, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And it could come back there and bounce again. Or as you say, it could go through and go down to the next level where there's a 4 hour order block and right around 45.77.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So here's, I'm glad you asked me that because I was going to mention this. I would recommend before you get in a trade, right? Or before you, before you start trading, this is something like I implemented too. Spend an hour before you actually trade just looking at the charts, right? not taking the trade, not like marking it up, but just watching price, right? Just to see like, you know, where is the market trying to go, right? So if we came into the market, let's see, this is let me put the session break on. Right. Oh, never mind. Let me put the session break. So this is the beginning of the trading day. This is the end, right? So if you came into the market, right, and this is where you currently were, right? What would be some of the things that you would recognize to say we may continue to go up from here, right? What would be some of the things that stood out to you to say where we going right now? That's for everybody.
Well, you know, you had that bounce, which I believe I read is your point of control, and you had that move up, and there's this sideways move.
Mhm.
So usually when you get that kind of move, break out of consolidation, you will usually go continue in the direction that it was going at, right?
Mhm.
And so that'd be one of the first things I would notice. So you can kind of trap price there and looking for it to go up. Which
Okay.
right there it did. That's one of the first things I would look at.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I was looking at that line, 4580, with the red line that you have, it was making all these touches, trying to see if it was gonna go up and then come back down, and it seemed like it was trying to, it wasn't letting it go down. Well, that's what I was looking at that line.
Right. So
5-minute
Yeah.
order block also.
you see double top, you see double bottom,
Mhm.
see double tops, double bottoms, right? Now, when you like just getting on your charts, right? You need to kind of make sure that like you pretty much just take a breather, right? Like I'm on the chart, I am just watching it. I'm seeing where the highs get taken out, where the lows fail, you know, where they hold. You need to kind of map that out first before you get in the trade. So you're seeing in this area, right? We see a rebalance right here, right? We see a structure break and we see rejection right here, right? We seeing price push up, but we're not seeing rebalance. This actually giving us a sign that this could push up to a certain level and continue to drop. Actually, it's not giving us buying, right? Because when we were buying, look what we were doing. We were rebalancing price each time we made a high at some point. We're not seeing it on this move up, right? Like this got left behind, right? Even this little wick got left behind. This one got left behind. This one got traded through, but this is leaning more towards we may continue to push up to one of these areas and reject it. Just like over here, right? We seeing strong bearish engulfing candles. We seeing price push up to old areas and rejecting right here. We seeing imbalance getting filled all throughout here. And then even as we coming back up, it's not a clean move because we got price pushing in both directions back to where it broke from right here. So as we trading up and through these areas, right, what are we seeing? We seeing price delivery, right? Back and forth price movement, up and down. We see some consolidation. Then we see a break, up and down price movement, right? We see some consolidation, up and down price movement, breaking, up and down price movement. Then we see a stall, right? But as we get over here, we see an up movement on low volume, right? This is low volume time of trading, right? That's another thing, right? That usually is a sign that this isn't actually direction. On low volume, when you see up movement, a lot of times that's just a fake out. that's just, people closing out sales, because they got to a certain level and now they ready to just take profit, right? So if we're going to be bullish, we would take this high out. If we don't take this high out, we already know this is coming up here just to fail, to keep going to the downside. So note it when you note all the things that's going on, like give yourself so in the mornings, I wake up at like 6 and I get my coffee, you know what I'm saying? I not coffee, but my matcha. And then I will, just try to, first of all, wake up, in general. And then, just open up my charts and just see what's going on. Not to take the trades, but just to figure out what things are going on throughout the chart. Not to mark it up, but just watch it to see what's going on. Exactly. Exactly, Wes. Because once you are like looking to enter your trades, you need to already have a understanding like where we going, how we gonna get there, But you can't do that if you just open the charts up. Oh man, it just broke this area. Like, okay, I'm gonna get in the buy. No, you can't do that because you don't know where. Did I take out a high? Did I just take out a minor high, or did it broke this low? Did it take out this low? Did it hold it? You got to answer these questions. And if you just hitting buy or sell just because you see, a move, like you get faked out in something like this and then run in the opposite direction. But yeah,
I agree. I used to do that sometimes, just wake up, look at the charts, see where we look. Okay, this is what just happened in that individual move. Take the trade, boom, get burnt, and be like, dang, what did I see? And then after you wake up and look around, like, oh man, you do that top-down analysis, and it's like, oh, I would have seen this if I would have been looking at my computer versus my phone. I know you taught us like to look, be trading from your computer because you get to see the bigger picture. And once I started looking at the bigger picture, then you don't make those small mistakes no more. And that time that you spend, because you might see one thing just looking at it. And, especially if you're just waking up after London, I realized I started getting, like you say, playing your trade and trade your plan. So I realized I had a lot more success when I started knowing, one, always want to know where you at in the market, and two, where you getting in at and where you getting out, stop loss and TP. So once I started spending that time, because you might see something as soon as you wake up not thinking clear, or whatever the case may be, and you switch it 2-3 time frames and you notice something else and you be like, oh, that's a true move. This move would have faked me out, but this is where it's coming back to retest or something in that area. You don't know it when you first look at the chart. So I agree with you entirely.
Yeah. Man, and like shout out to Wes, man. Like I remember when Wes first joined the mentorship, man. Like I was worried. I ain't gonna lie, I was worried. Like I knew you was. You had quit at one point, didn't you?
I stopped for a little bit.
I remember, right? And like, what switch got turned on, bro? Like, I don't know if I remember when it happened, but like, when and what happened? Like, what was the switch moment, man? Did Calvin get on you?
Nah, it was just, when you, what book was I reading? Trading in Zone. And it was talking about taking accountability, right? And when you realize it's you versus you, and I started realizing like, okay, I could call it direct. My direction was always on point, but I'd be either entering high, or just going based off of impulse, or really just, sometimes, you get caught up in the frustration. So then it was like, I just really decided, to dive in because, you see how lucrative it is and you see how it's working for everybody else, right? So then you sit back and you say, okay, you know what? It's really just me versus me. So I just took some time, stepped back, and I really dove into the information and said, I came in like all the other new traders, that get rich quick, you know what I'm saying? And, big boy lots thinking like this is the way. But then when you really sit down and slow down and you start to really take in the information, and then you finally have that aha moment. So I had my aha moment. I was just looking at the charts. It's so crazy too. I was arguing with the wife and I was just watching the charts, and that's when I had my aha moment and I seen something and I was like, whoa. And then like, when we call it the matrix, I really into the matrix, and you look at the charts completely different. And then I became obsessed with that knowledge. And then everything that you were saying was playing back, from Kim, then, all in the mentorship. And I was like, damn, now I'm starting to see things so different. From that point on, I was like, okay, cool. I really realized how this is supposed to be done. Take your time, focus, and really is you versus you. So I just knew I had to just keep snapping and getting better. So
it was a switch, man. Cause like I said, I remember when you first got in. I remember, and it was like it ain't even like you like 8 million miles away from that.
appreciate it.
You started in Key West, and now you in Seattle or something right now. That's the kind of jump you made, bro. Like that's what's up, man.
Appreciate it.
Has West been in?
Yeah, West went in, man. Like y'all, again, y'all need to plug West, man. Like whatever he doing, you need to find out too, man.
How long has he been in?
It's been like a year now, almost, right?
Yeah, I came on in December.
Yeah, almost a year. But anyway, man, I'm about to try to get a run in before all the sun go down.
The
Yeah.
sun is gone, Corey.
Is it?
Hey, bro.
Yes, I'm looking outside. It's gone.
Oh, hold on. Let me do one last thing. Because Chin asked me about UCAD. My bad.
Yeah, my phone died right after that, so I don't know if you answered it. I was asking to see if you
I
talked
did.
about it.
Asked me about UCAD. So the entry was buy limit at 122 for stop loss 1.2099. Look for rebound delivery on June 14th. Weekly candle, risk below the lowest low, below the lowest possible end of the rebalance, and targeting the equal high on the daily time frame. Thoughts, comments, and any opportunity. So this is the entry. Targets up here. 22.35. You're looking at the weekly chart.
The market should have been in Discord as well, too. Are you trying to just remarket yourself?
I always do that.
Okay, gotcha.
So you want it to come down to here. Oh, here. Let me look at it. Ooh. March. Okay, it's May. It's August. We are oversold for sure. Yeah, I mean, I see that it is oversold. We do have an opportunity to buy. You're sitting at an order block.
Can't be going to the game like that this weekend, brother. So take care of that.
I'm all right. I'm all right. I just been talking 2 hours, man. I need some water or something. Yeah, I can see it bouncing. But I mean, this is still pretty bearish right now. Like this is only the first swing. Like you might want to go. So what I would do with this is, you know, watch this setup for sure. But anything that's got USD in it, watch dollar. Watch dollar. June 14. June 14th, weekly candle. Okay, hold on. Let me see. You looking to trade a rebalance, redelivery setup, right? So
Yeah, that's all I've been really doing lately. Just imbalancing, just retesting them, and of course, adding order blocks and quarters and all that stuff, quarter zones.
so you looking at this candle right here, right? You heard me, Chin?
Nah, say it again.
You were looking at this candle right here.
The one to the left, two over to the left, right there. And that's all. No, go over one more. The big blue one to the right. I got a lot of noise going on. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, that one right there. So that imbalance, and that's why I got my stop below it.
This one, this engulfing candle.
Yes, sir.
So if it was gonna buy, I would say it was gonna buy from this order block. We can still look at this area right here. As long as it don't close. If you in it, you might be good to push back up to here, but like I said, I would need to look at, I would say whatever dollar does, do the same thing on this pair. Whatever
Makes
dollar.
sense because dollar's the leading pair.
Yep.
I did not get in this because it didn't hit the actual entry yet. I have an alert set on my trading view for it so far. That's about it. But I didn't realize that order block there on the weekly. And because I didn't see too many buying candles after that, like I thought it'd been like a bigger move if that was an order block.
It's trying to buy up too. But this been going on for a while though. Because we got these equal highs on the weekly. And this has been here.
Quick question on the dollar, because when I look at it, the times seem to be off on each candle. Like if I go to the hourly, am I reading that right? Am I supposed to be on the hourly or something else?
Yeah, it's just the broker.
Okay.
Yeah, the brokers are more like probably your MT4 broker is probably line up with them. Yeah. See how we got this down move and dollar trying to buy right now. And it's been buying since May. But now we kind of stalled. That's why I said we might still have room to go a little lower on that trade, because if we can't get this high, we should take this low out right here. And if we take this low out and if we can't take this high out, that low is going to be where we come back to right here. And if we don't take this high out, that's going to push your UCAD trade down a little further. But at the end of the day, for that to keep going up, it needs to take these highs out right here.
For sure.
Okay. All right, man.
Appreciate it, bro. I know we got to get ready for the game. I'm about to eat some food, and we got to see we coming on in a second.
Yeah, man. I'm about to go to the basement. Put the game on. I ain't gonna run today. All right, y'all. See y'all in the morning.
The link.
Thank you, Corey.
Oh, hold on.
Is this game one?